All
Let's
right.
spread the word. Let's get everybody up here. It's 305 now. Broward County, everybody who tuned in, let's go. 1035.
Off the rip, Ross, you looking great, man.
Much love, man. Just, you know what I'm saying, still working out. Ross Fit, I'm 2 years and some change in. Yeah.
And the results are looking amazing, brother.
Yeah, man, I'm just holding on, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Feeling better. I'm feeling better.
Congratulations on the ninth wonder of the world, your ninth album.
Oh, man, that mean a lot coming from you, big homie, a lot.
I mean, we seen it from day one. You know what I mean?
Real talk.
And a lot of artists can't say that.
And been supporting me from day one.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, you just been one of the cats that, you know, it's easy for people to say remember where they came from, but like you actually live it, boss. You know what I mean? I have a recollection that always stays with me. Two things actually. One was a concert that you did for a car show, and you came out and you were performing, and you turned around and you saw me in the back chilling. I had brought you on, and you stopped and you dapped me up. Means the world. It's the little things. You understand what I'm saying?
Love.
You know what I mean? Also, another thing that I would love for you to talk about is you've been grinding for a while before, you know, Hustling came out. You know, you put in a lot of work differently, you know, on that level. And you kind of inspired me never to give up. You've been in the game for, 10 years in and stuff like that, and you could have easily been like, yo, I did my thing, whatever, let me try something else, let me do this, do that. You never gave up. And it seems to me, looking at you and listening to you, that it was all worth it.
Real talk.
You know what I mean? So I always commend you on that and respect you for that because you really inspired me never to give up in this game that I'm in, which is the radio game. How did you come up with the title of the new album?
You know, it was one of those things. I had another title that I was really considering, but I really just followed my heart, really just real language. I really just followed my heart because I understood it was different.
Mm-hmm.
Rather you than me. I said I'm going to have to explain that, but that's cool. Right now, I think it's a lot of things that need to be explained.
Mm-hmm.
That's just going on, period, in the world. But like I say, when rather you than me come to my mind, the first thing I think of is my natural instinct to survive.
Got you.
Making it back home to see my kids at night. You feel me? Whatever it is, that's my natural. And, it's just layers to that. And I just let the music take it different places.
Talking about the music, man, it's well-ranged. I was vibing on it heavy last night, as I told you. One of my favorites is Trap, Trap, Trap. I mean, that's a smash already.
That's love.
Can we talk about that song?
Yeah.
What was the vibe on that song?
That was just one of them things where, my little situation I'm in. I came home from court one day and I went straight in the studio. I went straight to the studio and I just was sitting there and, Sam Sneak was going through a few different beats and that one caught my attention and I just loaded up and I just went in there and knocked it down. And I was like, yo, this got a vibe. And so I hit Thugger, pulled up on him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He just, I'm playing the music. He walking around doing other things. 10 minutes later, he running the booth. I'm like, what he doing? I knew he didn't just write that verse. Knock that verse out, and I love it.
Wow.
I love it. You know what I'm saying?
Do you sometimes have a vision for who you would want to bless a track with you?
Most definitely. Most definitely. It's when I first have a concept, whatever is the first thing that come to my heart, if it don't go that way, it'll always sit funny with me.
Gotcha.
Even if it do work out, even if it is dope, soon as I hear it, the first thing that come on my mind is whatever the first idea was, and that's what I wanted to do.
Got you. I mean, another track, people could call it controversial, the Birdman track.
Right.
I really liked it. I mean, a lot of people might just simplify it by calling it a diss record, but I felt like you came from the heart with something and you try to deal with it as neatly as possible. Like, yo, dude, I love you, but I'm going to call you out on your bullshit.
That's all it was. Me just, watching something go on for so long, unfortunately, just watching, Lil Wayne's situation, personally seeing DJ Khaled's situation. that ain't the way it go. You know what I'm saying? If we gonna be bosses, let's stay down with our team. Let's go in those buildings and go to war with them. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's just how I felt.
And I mean, you broke it down on that record. I mean, and you made it very clear. When you said now, what I loved about it too is that you paid homage too. You paid homage to the fact that, I came up listening, to y'all cats and respecting it and how disappointed you were.
I was being truthful.
Yeah.
I most definitely was being truthful. And I said at the end, I still got love for you. I always admired his hustle. I always admired the way he, the camaraderie, the way he brought the youngsters together. But at the end result, if don't nobody benefit or don't nobody win from it, what good was it? You know what I'm saying? And that's just, if we gonna be G about it, they ain't being G. You know what I'm saying? If Wayne really y'all homie, that go for all of them. None of them, man. If Wayne y'all homie, y'all supposed to run up in there and say, man, we ain't doing nothing till everybody straight. We ain't doing nothing. Ain't nothing. If you waving that flag and if you'll die about it, man, my homie ain't, but everybody ain't built like that, so I understand. But, at the end of the day, when you watching, the clock tick on somebody like Lil Wayne that the streets really got love for, that's the first homie I saw sell 1 million records the first week.
Right.
And, he broke so many different barriers, so many different ways, you know what I mean? Being from the South, and me studying the other dude business practices from that point, me being a student of the game, I always studied Tony Draper. I always studied Ted Lucas, whoever it is, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's all about good business, regardless of what we do, where we go. You know what I'm saying? You got to clean your face. You ain't a boss if you owe a nigga.
So let me ask you, with even that being said, I don't want to stay on this too long because there's so many other things I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Even with that being said, do you have concerns with it elevating to maybe somewhere where does it need to be, with people's feelings being hurt or people want to take up somebody else's situation?
You say people feelings being hurt?
Yeah.
No. Do I feel anything? No, I don't feel nothing. It's just the truth. And if you can't deal with it, however you feel, it's whatever. You come me, see me. I ain't tripping, whatever. That's just on some boss talk. You ain't 100, you ain't 100. So ain't nobody gonna look me in my eyes being 100. Not like that. This Dade County.
It sure is, and
we rock different.
You sure right about that, because I've given credit to you and Trick Daddy originally with the Wayne situation, supporting that.
Yeah. It's just like Trick Daddy. It's just Dade County. We've been through certain things. You know what I mean? And we've always stood tall, and nothing won't change that.
Absolutely.
Nothing.
Let's talk about some love you showed to home team on the first track. Was it the first track, Roscoe?
First track.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Track number 1. That's the homie, man. Major 9. I know him as Chad. He also defensive end for the University of Miami. He was a standout football player, in the inner city. And, when I first met him, it was a few years back. He was a senior in high school, and we had met each other at Dave and Buster's. I had went and spoke to some students, and I stayed in touch with him. And, he had got his tuxedo and all that, and he was like, Rosette, to make my day, man, if I could drive that Rolls Royce to the prom. I said, come get it, you know what I'm saying? Going to the prom, you know what I mean? Just, you know what I'm saying? Bring it back the way you right, you know what I'm saying? And he went to the prom in the Ghost. I think that might have been my first Ghost I ever had. Either way, but, it was just cool. And, to see years later, he doubled back and Sam Sneak just playing beats for me, because I'm in a space and I don't want to know who make the beats. Sam Sneak just play me beats. I don't want to know who make them. And I heard something and I said, that's special, back it up.
Mm-hmm.
And once I began to write to it, Sam was like, I'm like, what you smiling for? That's Dade County. Dade County. And I'm like, who? Who did that?
Right.
Like, Chad did that. I say, Chad did that? Chad did. And I say, see, that's when you know it's destiny. It's meant to be. You know what I'm saying? And
organic and authentic.
Yeah, man. So I reached out to him, and, you know, that was big for Dade County. I'm happy for him. I'm proud for him. And I feel like it ain't no limit. It ain't no ceiling to where he could go with, you know, him making beats and his visions that he have. And on some, you know, on the bottom vibe, we got to shout out Skrilla. That's on triple platinum. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, that's Broward County. So that's just Rose doing what I do as far as being a boss, you know, for youngsters. And, you know, it feel good. The music dope, you know what I'm saying? And it's for us, you know what I'm saying? And we mean it, and it's real.
That's what's up.
You better believe it.
And I love it. You have a lot of people on Facebook Live right now.
Facebook Live, what it do? Where you at?
If y'all want to shoot out a couple questions for the boss, I'll give you that
opportunity. Ask your boy
opportunity.
any questions y'all got. Ricky Rose. I'm right here in the building. I just want me a glass of Bel Air Rose. Make sure, if you logging on and you asking questions, make sure you've purchased the album. Go get the album. Support the album. It's dope music. You know what I'm saying? And I want to enjoy it with you. I want you to be able to ask me about records like Santorini and Greece. Any questions about the record? Idols become rivals, and, you know, where did it come from? You know, what does it mean to me? Yeah, it mean a lot to me. Do I mean it? I mean it. Am I standing on it? I'm standing on it. I said it. You know what I'm saying? It's authentic. Free Lil Weezy. You dig? Thank you, my brother. You know.
Boom.
Yeah. You know, records, you know, records like Lamborghini Doors with Meek Mill.
Let's talk about that one.
You know, that's a true story. You know, me going to visit them the first time, they made me, you know, they didn't even let me drive on the premises. They made me get out the car and walk. So by me doing that, all the inmates in the glass already start seeing me, and they start banging on. Them damn walls went to shaking. I'm talking about the whole building.
Wow.
So by the time I walked through the front door, the whole staff was up there shaking their head. It ain't happening. You ain't coming in here. You dig? And I just was respectful. I ain't want to ruin, you know, nothing in the future.
Yeah.
So I made it back a week and a half later, and when I came back, I just remember, you know, Meek being excited, and, you know, him already start rapping before I even made it at the end of the and I'm like, I'm looking down, I'm like, man, this look like something out of a film, man. And when I walked in the cell, he had on yellow Balenciagas. I say, no comment.
I can't.
I say my homie all right. My homie all right.
That's what's up. And it's good to hear him too, man, and to see his career still flourishing and moving along like that. It seems like with your camp, nothing stops y'all. Like nothing. Like, I mean, everything's been thrown at the camp. I mean, you know?
I feel like, you know, coming from the mud, you're going to always face obstacles. There will always be obstacles. But once you've decided that you won't let nobody go further than you will.
Right.
Once you make that decision, even though you moving with a clean heart, I move with a clean heart. I just try to embrace, but, you know, it's a dirty game.
Mm-hmm.
God boasts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But I mean, history shows us that in hip hop, you don't survive those lumps like that. You know what I mean? So to be able to, like, you know.
I mean, I just feel like, you know, once you decide and it's real to you, and that's just not just hip hop. I just think once you become a man and accept being a man, you know, the head of your household, a father, the head of your family, the responsibility that come with that. And then once you go from, you know, coming from the inner cities to becoming a self-made millionaire to a multiple millionaire to, you know, putting younger dudes to becoming multiple millionaires. you've been had to accept the reality of this can all end one day.
Mhm.
You dig? So what you need to do best is just make sure you on your A game and everything in place and you at peace with yourself.
Right.
And you don't have no fear. And you can't fear that. As long as you move, you know, with a clean heart. That's the
Righteous.
best way I'm going to say it, so I ain't got to say nothing too crazy.
Right.
And, you know, you just, you know, and then anything else, if the Lord be it, so be it.
McGregor or Mayweather?
That's an easy question. I'm Mayweather.
That's what's up.
I'm going to go with Mayweather. Tell McGregor Rose said it too.
Somebody asked that in Facebook Live.
Yeah, he gonna put them hands on that boy. It's a difference. Jumping around, kicking, and getting them hands put on you different.
Well, we asked everybody what's their favorite record off of their album, off of the masterpiece. Rather You Than Me, and a lot of people coming back with the trap. You know,
that's dope. That's dope.
A lot of people are feeling that joint right there. What's next for the 10th? I know you're just launching your 9th, and we're celebrating this moment, you know, and we're definitely pushing this album. But, you know, like, now that this is past you, the work is done, the body of work is out, the ninth wonder of the world is out. What do you look forward to next?
I mean, since you mentioned it, as far as the 10th, I'm closing out the 10th with the 10th, my 10th album. Before I close out my 10th year, it will be Port of Miami 2, Born to Kill.
Wow. Breaking news right here.
Yeah, first time. First time.
We appreciate that.
And it's only right here.
Yeah, we appreciate
in
that.
our city.
We appreciate that. Boss, you have a lot of businesses going on. I just need to know if anything added to that list. I know you have the Wingstops.
Shout out to Wingstop. Shout out to Checkers.
All
right here, y'all could go right here on 27th and 183rd and get y'all a big Buford. You know what I'm saying?
That's you right there.
You better believe it. Or y'all could go up to 67th, right up here by American High School. You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out, you know, my baby girl, my daughter. I got Rich Hair Care popping off. You know, I do my beard thing with it. But, you know, I most definitely had my daughter in mind. I think, you know, being a boss, once again, you got to keep others in mind as well. And, you know, that's what it is. And so, you know, the music, my team, you know, the Bel Air Rose, you know, I'm just, you know, partnering up with brands that I got love for. The Ewing sneakers, Ewing Athletics. I always love Patrick Ewing, and I always love how he got down, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we rocking with them. And so it's just a few other things. And other than that, if it's something that go with the lifestyle, I rep it. You know what I'm saying? They offered me 7 figures to do a cigarette campaign. I said, y'all ain't gonna make Rose smoke cigarettes.
Right.
Rose don't smoke squares. You know what I'm saying?
Cigars, cigarettes.
You know what I mean? So if it's something that go with the lifestyle and what I really do, I'm confident that I could make it work and I could bring something to the table. So let's do it.
Buy back the block.
Buy back the block.
You've inspired a lot of people with that on many levels. You won't hear a lot of politicians. You won't hear a lot of community leaders, you know, talking about Rose songs like that. But they talk about Buy Back the Block.
You know, but I give it, you know, I speak it in terms where we all can understand and appreciate it. And I remember being a youngster and watching, you know, Michael Delancey and Rick Brownlee and all the big OGs that came from where we was from, Boobie, and they always, you know, Boobie owned grocery stores and duplexes and homes and, you know, and a lot of these things I didn't even know until my homie went to federal prison. You know, he owned a Winn-Dixie, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn. And I'm like, you know, let's share that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Let's, you know, give me that game. And when I talk to Boobie now, those are some of the things that he talk about. And I make sure, you know, I apply that. And I felt like me coming back on my 9th album, that's what I owed the game from my point of view. Me being in the position I'm in, this first record, let's do this Buy Back the Block movement so the youngsters know Same way I did. Same way when I used to hear about Big Ike and all them and the big the wonderful land and the
Yes.
palace. You know, Big Ike and the base station and Luke had the Pac Jam and Miami Hustlers was always about buying, building, and that's just what I'm just putting into the music for the rest of the world here.
And we appreciate it so much. Rose, Renzel, Rick Ross, appreciate you so much. Continued success.
Man, thank you. I want everybody locked in too to make sure y'all wish my daughter a belated happy birthday. Y'all know on the 17th. That's also, a big reason I released the album on that date.
Wow.
Just celebrating, which was my most precious gift. You dig? My daughter Toy. So I'm pretty sure y'all can find her online on IG or something. So just tell her daddy say what's up.
All right, you hear that? We say happy birthday to Toy. Hit her up right now on that. She got IG, right?
Yeah, she got IG.
All right, that's what's up, man. But Ross, thank you so much taking the time. Enjoy the journey and the whole promotional process of this body of work. I love it. Like I said, man. I love it, man.
Man, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Just all the, of course, the support from you, 103.5, and really all the fans. This is my 9th album. My 9th, you know what I mean? And, I'm going to execute some dope videos, and we got some more dope ideas. You see, I had Martha Stewart,
yeah,
do a cooler rollout, and, I just did, just some different things.
Yeah, they were saying Ross hooked up with Martha Stewart. They were making a big deal about it on the blogs, man.
Nah. I won't even disrespect Martha like that. I wouldn't disrespect her like that. I wouldn't disrespect her like that. She just was, real cool when I met her. Real down to earth, and I'm playing music in the green room. You know what I'm saying? So she knew what was up.
That's what's up, man. But thank you so much, my brother. I know you got a lot on your plate today, man. And again, everybody, rather you than me.
It's in stores right now. I need everybody to go online. You could go get you a physical copy. You could go to iTunes. You could go get it. You could stream it. However you want to do it. I just want you to, enjoy the art. One time for my homie Lump back here.
Lump!
This Dade County back here. I see him back here putting together some classic artwork. Y'all got to look at that beard work over there. Y'all got to see that beard work that's going down. And, man, just shout out to everybody that's in the city doing their thing, man. Maybach Music.
For real, we happy to celebrate you, my brother. Everybody, we got like about 2,000 plus people inside the room. Please pick up that album right now by any means necessary. Ricky Rose, I mean, you don't have veteran artists with 9 albums out that come to radio stations and give these type of interviews. So you have to understand the person that you're dealing with, and you have to respect, what he's doing.
And I'm always be that artist. I'm always be that artist, most definitely in this city. You feel me? Because it took me so long to get on. I programmed myself for certain things.
Right.
I watched a lot of artists, make hit records 2 years into their careers, and, that's cool for them. But I did a dime before I ever seen a dime.
Right.
So it's a big difference.
And that's why I told you, you inspired me to never give up.
Much
mean,
love.
Even the reason I'm here right now on this radio station, you were my inspiration for that, real talk.
Much love, OG.
And I appreciate that, all right? Ricky Rose, Papa Keith, 103.5 The Beat.